Time now for all things current California politics. Our guest, we welcome back Rich Eisen, editor-in-chief of Capital Weekly publication. Rich, good to have you here. The Public Policy Institute of California, pretty much the bellwether of this, released the results of a survey taken in November, 1,600 registered voters. I'm going to put up some graphics here, and I want you to comment on these as we go along. According to the survey, the top issues in the state for Californians, and here's the percentage, speak to that.
Well, that certainly jives with my world. I mean, in our house, I'm the one that does all the cooking and the shopping and everything, and I can tell you...
I don't see that up there.
I know, it's not on there, as it should be. No, look, I can tell you the cost of groceries has gone through the roof.
Yeah.
And I can absolutely understand why people are feeling the economy, price of gas, I mean, you name it. Look, that's the classic kitchen table issue, right?
Right.
You know, how you put food on the table and pay your bills. And so much more. Housing obviously is also huge for anyone, but yeah, the day-to-day is obviously very expensive right now.
All right, let's put up the second graphic. What people in the survey feel the next 12 months in California is going to look like, bad or good. Does that surprise you that it's that high on the 71%?
Well, no, we've been talking about a 3-year structural deficit. This year, $18 billion, climbing into the $35 billion and beyond range over the next couple of years. I mean, and I think right now people are very pessimistic about a lot of things, things coming out of D.C., things we're seeing, we might be getting dragged into a war. I mean, there's all kinds of things happening here that I think make it really difficult for people to look at the future with confidence.
Okay, the next thing that we picked to talk about today is what's the most important problem in the United States, according to the Californians surveyed in this. Political extremism is extremely high. Would that be Democrats responding to the president specifically?
It would certainly seem so. I mean, I tell you, I know a lot of what we like to call old school Republicans who feel kind of the same way about things.
The Mitch McConnells?
Well, not really even that. More, the Rob Stutzmans and people like that have been around here in California for a long time, Mike Madrid, folks like that, and electeds. Our good friend Roger Nilo, I think a lot of them have a lot of trepidation about things that are coming out of D.C. That make us, feel like, there's a lot of stuff going on that nobody likes.
Yeah. Okay, the last one is surveyed of the 1,600 asking, are you a Republican or a Democrat in this state? What shocked me, and the reason that I selected this, was 41% said neither, and this is pretty much a Democratic state. What's happening?
Well, I mean, I think, there's more registered Democrats than there are Republicans. The Republicans have been bleeding, for years and years on that front. I think we've seen this natural inclination for people to go decline to state or not want to be part of a party. And it's because they're not happy with the extremes of either party. Far left, far right. The hardest caucus around the legislature is the so-called mod Dems. They won't even admit they're in that caucus, right? There's a new one called the Problem Solvers that seems to be doing much better. It has a nice mix of the two. I think that's what a lot of people want, and we're starting to see a lot of traction with that particular group for that reason. People are really tired of the pull to the left and the right.
That said, last question, bonus question, and we haven't discussed this, but do you think a Californian Republican can win for Democrat in the next cycle? Is it based on, if Trump lifts the economy, as he claims, would a Republican in the state ride that coattail?
Well, if he could actually do that, there's been no evidence that he's going to do that. Now, if he could, look, I have seen Republicans win in deep blue states before, okay? Charlie Baker was the most popular governor in the country in Massachusetts for 8 years, and it was like 88% approval rating. It can absolutely happen with the right Republican.
Yeah.
I don't think either of the strong Republican candidates right now could do that.
Okay.
But could one do it if he was not quite so far to the right? Yeah, I think so.
Like an Arnold Schwarzenegger.
A Schwarzenegger type. Yes. Somebody
like
with a little bit of charisma,
yes,
who's a little bit more
recognizability,
in the center.
visibility.
Absolutely.
Rich Eisen, thank you.
Sure.